course, I'm going to read out just excerpts. When রক্তকরবীর অনুবাদ রেড অলিয়ান্ডার্স বিলাতে প্রচারিত হইলে উহার নানা সমালোচনা হয়। তা উনি ম্যানচেস্টার গার্ডেনে তার উত্তর একটা লেখেন, যেটা পরবর্তীকালে বিশ্বভারতী কোয়ার্টারলিতে প্রকাশিত হয়। So I'm just reading out excerpts. Some few criticisms of my red oleanders that have appeared in the English papers have convinced me that to a considerable portion of my readers in England, this play of mine seems obscure in meaning. But I think, in justice to myself, I should make it clear that it has a definite meaning which can legitimately claim literary expression. There was a time when, in the human world, most of our important dealings with our fellow beings were personal dealings, and the professional element in society was never hugely disproportionate to the normal constitution of its life. Therefore, the interactions of human relationships have so long occupied the most important position. Today, another factor has made itself immensely evident in shaping and guiding human destiny.
Absolutely.
It is a spirit of organization, which is not social in character, but utilitarian. Christian Europe no longer depends upon Christ for her peace, but upon the League of Nations. But the personal man is not dead, only dominated by the organized man. The world has become the world of Jack and Giant. The giant, who is not a gigantic man, but a multitude of men turned into a gigantic system. I'm not competent to say how Europe herself feels about this phenomenon produced by her science. But I can say, on behalf of inarticulate Asia, what a terrible reality for us is the West, whose relation to ourselves is so little human. The view that we can get of her in our mutual dealings is that of a titanic power with an endless curiosity to analyze and know, but without sympathy to understand, with numberless arms to coerce and acquire, but no serenity of soul to realize and enjoy. It is an organized passion of greed that is stalking abroad in the name of European civilization. Such an objectified passion lacks the true majesty of human nature. It only assumes a terrifying bigness, its physiognomy blurred through its cover of an intricate network, the scientific system. It barricades itself against all direct human touch with barriers of race, pride, and prestige of power. Once our people had either an Akbar or an Aurangzeb to deal with. Now we have organized avarice, frightfully simple in its purpose, mechanically complicated in its process. Its messengers who come to us, be they Lord Birkenhead or Lord Curzon, are never for us our fellow beings in flesh and blood. They are abstractions at once far and near, and therefore awful. They are obscure to us in the dark secrecy of their political laboratory, and yet grimly concrete in their grasp upon our vitals. Therefore, it should cause no surprise to anybody if a poet gives a prominent place among the dramatis personae of his play to an apparition which now so powerfully occupies the imagination of a vast world consisting of non-Western races. It is not an individual, but a doom. It's intensely real. Its hot breath is upon us. Its touch is all over our shrinking soul. It's the principal hero today in the drama of human history, and I trust I have the right to invoke it in my own play, not in the spirit of a politician, but of a poet, possibly a lyrical poet. I'm glad to find that my critics readily acknowledge that Nandini, the heroine of the play, has definite features of an individual person. She's not an abstraction, but is pursued by an abstraction like one tormented by a ghost. And this is the drama. Nandini is a real woman who knows that wealth and power are Maya and that the highest expression of life is in love, which she manifests in display in her love for Ranjan. I can assure my readers that I never meant to use this book as propaganda. It is a vision that has come to me in the darkest hour of dismay. I have a stronger faith in the simple personality of man than in the prolific brood of machinery that wants to crowd it out. This personality, the divine essence of the infinite in the vessel of the finite, has its last treasure house in woman's heart. Her pervading influence will someday restore the human to the desolated world of man, and through the sheer power of love will rescue this world from the dominance of the unholy spirit of rapacity. The joy of this faith has inspired me to pour all my heart painting against a background of black shadows the portrait of Nandini as the bearer of the message of reality, the savior through death.